Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Live here, and I'm not alone. I'm joined by someone who's actually flipping played Pokopia, not me. It's Ollie. Hello, Ollie.
Hey!
He's back, and he's here to
I sound
talk.
like a New Yorker then. Hey, how you doing?
I'm walking here. Classic way to open a video. Yes. So, Ollie, you got the chance to go hands-on with Pokemon Pokopia for, well, how long? How long?
I did. I played Pokopia for 90 minutes. I think it was split, 45 minutes single player and then 45 minutes multiplayer. But yes, it was 90 minutes, so a good chunk.
Good. And we've got some B-roll as well, which you lovely people are going to be seeing. I've seen most of it already, but admittedly, out of context, not loads of it makes sense. But what I want to open with, question-wise, is when we've talked about this before, you have described the game as being a little bit Dragon Quest Builders, a little bit... What was the other one? Don't say the third one. What was the second one?
Viva Pinata?
No, that was supposed to be the third one.
Is that the third one?
Oh, I don't know. But no, that's the side that I'm most excited for, because I've been a long time Viva Pinata fan, and it made sense when you said it to me, you know, sort of course, you're trying to like attract Pokemon into an area. So tell us all about it. Tell us all about your time, what you got to experience, what you liked, what you didn't. The whole shebang.
Yeah, so, I mean, just to preface this, I've been playing Pokemon since the very beginning. Pokemon Blue, 1999, Christmas Day. I got a teal Game Boy with Pokemon Blue. It was magical. I was obsessed with it for ages, but you know, Pokemon games have been up and down quality wise, and you know, every game recently, from Scarlet and Violet, ZA, every game I've kind of said, right, I'm done now. No more. And then they said, do you want to play Pokopia? And I said, yeah. Because that makes sense.
You thought you were out, they drag you back in.
Exactly. But no, it's a wonderful, wonderful game. So far. So the single player portion, it's the beginning of the game. You create your character, your Ditto, who transforms into a human. I actually got a Ditto as well from the preview event.
Oh, I've got that Ditto somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know where he is.
Oh. But yes, we've got that. So he's sitting there nicely. Oh, lovely. Yours is more saturated than mine.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's a change or whether it's just a camera thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Very nice anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so you create your character at the beginning of the game. Very basic stuff. You know, you can change your hair, you can change the hair color, your clothes. Can't change your face. It's just the Ditto face, which makes sense, you know.
Wouldn't want it any other way.
Exactly. So yeah, once you've done that, you get into the game. You meet Professor Tangrowth, which is a Tangrowth that's a professor.
Calciprese.
Yeah. So you meet that thing. They say the land is kind of dilapidated, need a bit of help getting it back up and running again. You're the person to do it. So you've got to kind of coax Pokemon into the environment, you know, get everything back up to life, get the trees back up and everything, and customize it to your liking. That's essentially the game. So the start of the game is lots of tutorials, which for me sounded awful because I hate Pokemon tutorials. Every Pokemon game treats you like you've never heard of Pokemon before.
I think there's only one game, maybe Sword and Shield at one point said like, you know, it recognized that you used a super effective move, and it's like, oh, you know about super effective moves, do you? And you could skip like one small part of the tutorial, but then the rest of it you had to do. That was a glimpse into a future we never had. But what is it like in Pokopia then?
So Pokopia is much, much, much better.
Okay.
So there's not half as much talking as there is in the mainline Pokemon game. They just kind of tell you the basics and just say, yep, okay, there you go. Off you go. Do this, do that, whatever. And it's kind of up to you how you do it. It is quite guided still. It's quite linear. So at first you're kind of told, okay, you've got to get a Bulbasaur. Get a Bulbasaur, you can start pulling out weeds from the ground and start planting stuff. Now you've got a Squirtle. Or it might be the other way around. I think you get the Squirtle first. Either way, you get the Squirtle and you can use Water Gun. So you, as the Ditto, you snatch the Water Gun ability from the Squirtle and you can start watering things and bringing things back to life. Then you get a Charmander. Then you get a Scyther. You start getting these Pokemon through, and the way that you do it is that you foster these habitats in the world. So, for example, the first Pokemon, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, they only need bits of grass to appear. Other Pokemon later on, Scyther needs some grass that's specifically underneath a tree. And then you see Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan needs a punching bag next to a bench for some reason. Yeah, of course. Why it's next to a bench specifically, I don't know. But anyway, so you see these kind of little sparkles on the ground as you're kind of walking around, and you interact with the sparkles, and then a menu pops up and it shows you like the silhouette of a Pokemon. It's kind of like the, you know, in the anime where it said, "Who's that Pokemon?" And you know exactly which one it is.
Distinctly, yes.
Yeah. So it shows you that, and it shows you the type of environment that you need to build to get that Pokemon to join you. So it's all very straightforward. It's quite linear, quite guided, but at the same time, you have a bit of freedom. You know, it tells you, okay, you need to build this habitat. It doesn't tell you where you need to build it. That's completely up to you. You can do it wherever you want.
Okay.
And so as a tutorial, it's a really kind of easy, gentle onboarding process. There's no kind of long, drawn-out sequences. It's just kind of like, right, you need to do this, go do this, go do that, and you go do it, and it's great. It's honestly, I kept thinking to myself when I was playing it, am I going to be bothered doing all this again when the game comes out? And the answer was no. Because I mean, obviously the time that I had with it was quite limited. So when it was telling me, okay, you need to do all this to get these Pokemon in, I was just doing it. Just no thought went into it. I just thought, okay, yeah, let's just do this straight away.
No creativity, no sort of, oh, can I do it a funny way or anything like that? You just, you know, buy the numbers.
Exactly. Yeah. But I kept looking at the environment and thinking to myself, I wish I could kind of just put this there or do something. And that's what I'm looking forward to with the full game. I'm looking forward to just taking a bit more time and really kind of customizing the environment to look how I want it to look. So, yeah, really good so far. Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed in the B-roll that we got, you had sort of like a punching mechanic, which we've seen in trailers and stuff like that already, and saw, you know, that you can destroy the environment. You know, it's a sort of voxel-based system, you know, very similar to something like Dragon Quest Builders or Minecraft or something like that. But they started digging down as well. Did you get a chance to try that out? And is there some sort of like barrier to stop you? How much can you sort of like destroy the environment, or let's say remodel the environment?
I didn't get a chance to dig down,
okay.
Which is a shame. I think towards the end of the single player section, I got the ability to use Cut, which I think Scyther gave to me. You can use that to destroy bits of lumber and all this kind of stuff and get materials. Then I gained the ability to actually destroy the blocks. I can't remember what Pokemon gave me that, but yeah.
I think the B-roll showed Hitmonchan, but
possibly
it's just little clips, so I couldn't say for certain. Yeah. So I gained that ability later on, and the environment that you start in is really quite small, and you've got blocks that go up a little bit. You can jump up and you can get to slightly higher places, but you're very much kind of closed off in this environment. When I got that ability to destroy blocks, I was able to completely break free of that environment and go elsewhere. And I'm not allowed to say what's out there. I'm not allowed to say any of that. But the environment is much, much larger than the opening half an hour, you know, implies. It is very, very quite large. And it's going to take a lot of time to customize it all. But again, that's something I'm really, really looking forward to. So, I hope you can dig down as well, though. That sounds really cool. Yeah, there was definitely a bit of digging down, just on a bit of like pavement patio type stuff. It was only 1 or 2 blocks, and then they didn't go any further, and I was like, but I'm assuming you haven't seen any other biomes or environs that we haven't seen in, if you've only played that short amount of time, that we haven't seen in trailers and things like that.
No. And if I have, I'm probably not allowed to say it. But no, I haven't. It's very much kind of a basic sort of greenery, rural place. Your typical starting environment, I would assume. So yeah.
I mean, I'm optimistic that there will be more environments than that, because obviously Pokemon and typing and stuff like that. You're going to get some ability to freeze some water. You're going to have to get that from an ice Pokemon in an icy area. It just sort of makes sense. But we will have to wait and see. I was disappointed with how they implemented Pokemon, the city in Pokemon Legends ZA. So who knows? But admittedly, this is being developed by a different company. This is Bandai Namco, isn't it? Hence Dragon Quest Builders comparisons.
Koei Tecmo.
Koei Tecmo. It's just as well you're here. I'd be embarrassing myself otherwise. I've already embarrassed myself.
Yeah.
But you mentioned you played the multiplayer as well. I'm guessing this was with other people in attendance at the event. How was that?
It was, yeah. And it was, again, really good fun. So they split us up into groups of 3. So I was with Catherine from Games Radar and Kate from Gaming Bible. So shout out to those 2. Hello if you're watching. They put us into this new environment, which was kind of made up of 2 fairly large islands separated from one another. And our task was to rebuild this Pokemon Center that was just rubble on the ground. And so when you interact with the rubble, it tells you, right, you need these and these items, and you need these Pokemon. So you need to recruit Pokemon to come with you and help you rebuild the Pokemon Center. So the items were fine. It was lumber, leaves for some reason. I don't know why you need leaves to build a Pokemon Center, but
well, you've got to have something blowing in through the door when someone leaves it open.
Yeah. So getting those items was fine. That was easy. You just split up. You get this, you get this. That was done in about 3 minutes tops. Getting the Pokemon to come with you is a bit more difficult. Some of them were just situated on the other island, just roaming about. So you go to them, you talk to them. All the Pokemon in this game talk as well. It's nice. It's
a bit mystery dungeon-esque in that regard, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. You go to the Pokemon, you can get them to follow you. To get to the island as well, by the way, you can turn into either Dragonite or Lapras.
Yeah, I think we've seen that in trailers and stuff.
Yeah,
cursed versions of those, I want to make clear.
Cursed, yeah. Yeah. I was thinking, are they cute or no? They're cursed. Yeah.
Well, they're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, that's true. So you can turn into them. I think when you turn into Dragonite, you can't just fly around at will. You do kind of glide down gradually, but so you can get over to the island like that. You can get the Pokemon to come with you. Problem is, some of the Pokemon can't cross water. So I think one of them was a Espeon. There was a Lapras there. There was a Dragonite as well. They could come over. Espeon couldn't come over. And of course, at that point, you have to kind of think, okay, what do we do? And it's kind of a Minecraft Dragon Quest Builders game. You just destroy the environment, gather the material, and create a bridge. But I mean, again, the good thing about this is the game doesn't tell you that. If this was a real mainline Pokemon game, it would have been like there'd have been like a 5-minute sequence telling you, right, you've got to do this, you've got to do it exactly as we say, and then. And
you wouldn't even get to build the bridge yourself. It would you'd gather materials and then it would do it for you in a cutscene that it would fade to black and then come back in and it would just be built.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's. I do like Pokemon.
I know this is. We've had comments from so many people saying, "Oh, you just hate Pokemon" and things. It's not true. I'm just really down on the recent releases, and I think a lot of people are in that same camp. So it's really exciting to see well, as much as anything, a completely different direction for Pokopia. What about? I mean, obviously, you can see in the video what the game looks like, and performance seems to be pretty solid. What was your experience with it?
It was solid throughout. As far as I could tell, there were no kind of dips, no visual glitches, nothing to really kind of take me out of the experience. I mean, granted, it's not a visually demanding game by any means.
It's not a major looker, is it? But I suppose there's a lot of computational stuff going on probably as well that you just don't see, with voxel-based stuff. Apparently that's something, but I'm not a game developer. I just don't know about the computational side of things. It is a little... I was surprised the text looks a little bit soft. I can only imagine that what it's rendering, including the text, is closer to sort of like a 1080 or 1440p. I'm not going to go and count the pixels because pre-release build and stuff like that, but, from the sounds of it, you seemed good. Seemed like a good time.
It was a great time. And I went in with pretty low expectations, just as we've discussed, Pokemon games recently have been
they've been good, a mixed bag.
Go on then, mixed bag. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went in with low expectations. I came out loving it, and everyone I spoke to at the event loved it as well. It was by far the standout of the show, so...
Great.
Yeah, really excited for it.
I'm dead jealous that you got to play it and I didn't, but who knows, maybe I'll get a chance sooner rather than later. I don't know, it's coming out it's coming out in March, isn't it? Like relatively early March, the 5th, I believe, as well, which, that's pretty soon. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to, express about your time with Pokopia?
No, I don't think so. I will say, actually, we mentioned Animal Crossing as well as Viva Pinata.
That was the second one.
Yeah,
Dragon Quest Builders, Animal Crossing, Viva Pinata.
Yeah. So the vibes are very Animal Crossing. They've got this kind of very gentle, plinky plonky piano music in the background. The text, the dialogue boxes look very Animal Crossing. It's just got that vibe. It's really got that vibe. It's going to be different in a lot of ways, but I think it's going to scratch that same itch. I know people are probably disappointed that we're probably not going to get another Animal Crossing for a while, since we had that big update recently.
Yeah. Well, big. That medium-sized update.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this will scratch a similar itch at least. It's hard to say how well it's going to do at this stage. I think it's got the potential to be huge. It really has. But
I mean, people seem excited about it, and so it's so reassuring to hear from someone who's actually played it that no, it's actually good, because we've been burnt so many times before, but with Koei Tecmo at the helm, or at least steering, if not specifically at the helm. I'm getting confused with the ship metaphors. Perhaps, fingers crossed that it's going to be a grand old time. It certainly seems to be the way. But, what do you think? Have you played Pokopia? You may have done, actually, because there is an event. I think you can play it in London, they recently announced. So maybe you'll have played it if you're watching this video a bit late. But if not, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below from what you've seen of this video and indeed the trailers. But for now, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you Pokopia that subscribe button? I really was not prepared for that. And be sure to check out NintendoLive.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
If anyone in the comments is wondering, yeah, my wrist hurts. Make as many jokes as you like.